Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Charity First Handicapping Challenge. I'm George O. That's my man, Chappie. How you doing this morning, Chappie?
Good, Georgie. Back. Good to be back. We got another great week of racing here at Santa Anita. And I got my man, Bandstand Hal, in here. We're ready to kick some butt. I know your partner's starting a cleanse today, so he's in a bad mood. So hopefully that'll give us that.
Fantastic. We got two great guests, and you are great fans. Thanks for being here. Thanks for a spectacular meet up to now. The meet continues to be strong tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to have an early post time of 12 noon as we have 10 spectacular races here. And just Chris Merce is doing such a good job in the racing office. The racing has been sensational here at Santa Anita, and we're glad you guys can join us for another edition of Charity First Handicapping. My guest, of course, is Don Chatlos. And boy, he's one of my favorites. I love him. Love following him on Twitter. You got to follow him. I think he's at DCHI23. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And nothing but interesting tweets there, and just a fantastic guy to follow. He was here last meet for our Charity First Handicapping Challenge. Excellent trainer, excellent handicapper, excellent person. I love him. You guys will as well. Welcome to the show, Don.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chappie, who you got?
I got my man, Bandstand Hal. He's a part of the Morning Live Sports Show crew. Looks like he's in the man cave this morning, all dressed up with the hat on. Hal, how you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, and I just want to thank George real quick, his wife Lily, for getting me my calendars. I appreciate that.
Wow.
She was working hard.
Yeah, I ordered them online, and I got them. Got all two of them.
I print the shipping label for her, and I saw your name that you bought it. I was like, "How don't? Hey, all right."
You should have sent it last year's instead.
Yeah,
before we
on my end, on my end, you guys are breaking up a little bit, so I'm hearing pieces and bits of your sentence.
Okay, well, so, we'll continue on. We'll work on it, buddy.
Okay. Before we get started, I do want to mention, we live here in Los Angeles, so big news for us as the great Tommy Lasorda passed away. Just a phenomenal manager. Of course, the city's in mourning over here, and he was just one of the greatest personalities in all of Los Angeles. Forget about it. And there's a lot of sports heroes here, but just didn't have the personality that Tommy Lasorda did. And I know, Chappie, you're a big baseball fan, so that must have hit you pretty hard as well.
Yeah, I'm a big baseball fan. Not quite a Dodger fan, but I do love and respect Tommy Lasorda. Matter of fact, probably 3-4 years ago, Tommy Lasorda came out to Santa Anita with Charlie Huff, and I took him down for a race and got to spend about an hour with him. And one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I mean, Mr. Enthusiasm, obviously, and talking about bleeding Dodger blue. I mean, he epitomized Dodger baseball. So a terrible loss for the community in LA. Obviously, he's an icon out here. So, another bit of sad news this morning. That's for sure.
Terrible loss, but he, 93. He did lead a full life. Boy, I wish I'd love to make it to 93 and fantastic life. Don, you also are a big baseball fan. What were your memories of Tommy Lasorda?
Well, I was new to Los Angeles mid 80s, and the Dodgers win the World Series in '88. The Kirk Gibson, him running out of the dugout. But one of his favorite lines always was for me: "If you don't love the Dodgers, you might not get into heaven." And, that's always been. I've always remembered that, and he was a good man, and he will be sorely missed.
A great line. Great line. Hal, any memories of the great Tommy Lasorda? Italian American, a big Italian American. Forget about it.
Yeah, are you talking? Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah, if you're talking about Tommy Lasorda, I loved him. I loved Fernando Valenzuela when they won that World Series. It was a fantastic time, I'll tell you.
It was good times. All right, we're going to have good times here as well. For you guys that maybe are tuning in for the first time, again, this is a Charity First Handicapping Challenge where every race day we're going to have two guests. They're going to be in the business, whether they're going to be trainers, owners, handicappers, just some regular fans as well. We're going to get insight from them for today's card. And also, we're raising money for charity, a great charity called Karma, to take care of our magnificent equine athletes after they retire. So definitely, we're happy to have you here. Hopefully, it'll be entertaining. You're going to learn insight and maybe pick up some winners here as well. Each one of our handicappers is going to have $300 bankroll that they can bet $100 to win on any horse at Santa Anita today, $100 exacta at in any race today, whether it be a straight exacta or a part wheel, and the same for a daily double, $100 daily double that they can either do a straight daily double or a part wheel daily double. If one of our handicappers turns that 300 into more than 1,000, we're going to have some extra money for Karma. So they're going to do their best to swing for the fences and make some money for Karma. Chappie?
Yeah, like you said, in the fall we had just a rousing success, and with Tyler helping us out, going on StreamYard now, and we're on extra platforms. We're just trying to elevate it even more. And I think so far we're getting off to a great start. Hopefully, obviously, we'll make some money. We've got some great guests, so let's get rocking and rolling, Georgie.
All right, let's kick it off. Don, you got $100 to win. Where are you going and why?
I'm going to go in the first race with this number 2 Blue Star, Doug O'Neill. How crazy this business is. These 2-year-olds now turn 3, and now they're all on Lasix. So this is first Lasix for this horse. First time Rosario, blinkers on. I mean, you can't add more to this horse than what's being added today. He's had some closing runs. And I think today with the blinkers and with Rosario, it's going to be the difference.
Big upgrade. Rosario, one of the best in the business all year long, really. First time Rosario has been a very profitable angle here at the racetrack at Santa Anita. So a lot of positives in his corner. And one of the positives is that he's a nice 5-1. So a good price to kick it off. Thanks, Don. Chappie?
Yeah, okay, Bandstand, it's your turn, buddy. Yeah. Where are you going with your $100 play?
Okay, I'm going to go to Santa Anita Race 4, number 2, Lunatic. Now, if you remember, Chappie, we had Peter Miller on last Saturday, and you asked him who to look out for, and any up and comings, and he said he's basically poured out his barn and they're now 3-year-olds, but he said look out for Lunatic. And Lunatic is running today, and I think it needs to stretch out. It's been running a little shorter races, going to go out to a mile, and I think I'm going to go with Peter Miller, Race 4, number 2, Lunatic, 100 to win.
All right, the Hal Hunch play with the name Lunatic, and he is correct. Peter Miller did say, I forgot about that. I asked him if he had any first-timers, and he said, not really, but watch out when Lunatic runs next week. So good call, Hal. 100 to win. I'm loving it. Georgie?
Love the inside information. Lunatic comes out of a key race, Freedom Flyer. The third-place finisher in that race came back with an emphatic win. So certainly a key race, and looks like a good pick. And again, all of this is to raise money and to have fun during this exciting meet. Up to now, I'm telling you, it's been spectacular. Charlatan looked phenomenal. We've had some great racing. Don, what have you thought of the racing so far here at Santa Anita?
Well, they needed a little shake-up. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, getting Chris Mers in there and Nate Newby, coming in, you needed a different perspective. Something had to change. You couldn't keep writing the same races over and over and in thinking that, all of a sudden a miracle was going to happen. It's unfortunate for anybody that takes these jobs in Southern California. You're on an island out here, and you have a limited supply, and you have to make do with that. Where I've been back east a lot the last 18 months, and they draw from 10, 15 different tracks. People will ship horses in. We just don't have that here. So it's a very tough job, but those are the 2 best guys you could pick to do it. And it's showing so far at the beginning of Santa Anita.
Yeah, I think like Don said, you got to be creative and work with what you got and come up with some other ideas and the shipping bonuses and things like that. But creativity's got to work its way in. And so far, it's been terrific. And I'm sure they're going to come up with our other ideas. So onward and upward, right, George?
Yeah, Chris Mers just doing a phenomenal job. Really? And Hal, we've seen some phenomenal Bob Baffert runners. You saw Life is Good, and you saw Charlatan. It looks like this guy's loaded every year. Once again, loaded this year. Peter Miller is on fire. We got some great trainers here in Southern California as well, Hal.
Yeah, and I noticed that Bob Baffert, Life is Good, is ranked number 2 according to the John Sherla newsletter that came out, that John White puts out his top 10 Derby picks, and he has Life is Good a close second to Todd Pletcher. Who is it? Todd Pletcher's horse number 1, I think.
No, Brad Cox, Essential Quality.
Yeah, Brad
Okay.
Cox.
Right.
Georgie?
All right, let's get to the exacta play. Our handicappers here have $100 in exacta to play. They can play it straight or a part wheel. Don, where are you going and why?
I'm going to go in the 7th race. I'm going to put this 3-horse Salvador Mundi on top. You know, Rispoli, I'm a big fan, especially on the grass. He's ridden this horse to some close finishes every time he's been on him. It looks like he'll have a little pace in front of him today to run at. So I'm going to put him on top. I'm taking the Doug O'Neill number 2 underneath. This Mira Khan, the same thing. Some good runs with Cedillo. Actually finished 4th by 4 in the stake race, and now he's in for allowance where he just got beat a half a length last time. And then I'm going to put our Silver Oak under there. Jonathan Wong has had this horse for 4 starts now. Looked like he came back into form last start at Los Al. And he's got good form on the grass, being by unusual heat. So I'm going to put him underneath at 12-1 and see if we could get a shot behind the 3.
All right, that's race number 7, the 3 Salvatore Mundi over number 2 and number 8. A nice price on number 8, our Silver Oak, trained by the wonderful Jonathan Wong, another one of the great trainers. I mean, we got Doug O'Neill, Jonathan Wong, Phil D'Amato. The list goes on and on and on. It is just it's a murderer's row of incredible trainers that we have here. There is a key, before we get to Hal's pick, there is a key scratch in that race. Number 1, Frontier Market, is out. And in fact, let's go through all the scratches for our fans watching today. And the first scratch starts in race number 5. Most of these scratches are morning line favorites or close to them. In race number 5, scratch the 5, Exalting from the Doug O'Neill barn, 3-1 in the program. He'll be out. Race number 6, a key runner, number 2, Untouched Elegance, is scratched with the wonderful Jessica Pfeiffer, who's doing so well. As I mentioned in race number 7, Frontier Market is out. Race number 8, another key scratch, Richie Baltus, scratching 235. And Richie Baltus, just 1 win on the meet, 9 seconds. He's due. You better watch his runners, because a lot of those second-place finishers are going to be turning into wins. So for you fans that you want to follow somebody, maybe Richie Baltus is one to follow, because he is just absolutely due to be in the winner's circle in bunches. And in race number 9, scratch all the also eligibles, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Chappie?
All right, and Hal, before we get to your exact, I just got to do a personal shout-out in race number 5. The owner of Windy City Red is a good friend of mine, Ryan Ritt, who lives in Chicago, and he's become a new owner with Jonathan Wong, so just good luck to my boys there with Windy City Red. Hal, what about your exacta? Where are you going and why? Exacta, buddy.
You're breaking up. Oh, I guess you're asking me what I like. Okay, I'm going to go with my $50 exacta. I'm going to go in the race number 6, number 9, Wandering Patrol on top, to the 6, Cherylinda, and number 8, Sybil's Kitty. Now, I could have put that in any reversed order, but I figured the 9 will probably get there first. I love Christine Mohol's horse. She's a great trainer. She's had a win or 2 already at the meet. And Tyler Bays, he's due to heat up. That's what I've got. $50 exacta, 9 on top to the 6-8. That's 9 on top to the 6-8.
Okay, so the 9 Wandering Patrol, 3rd off the leg, dropping in for 10-9. Looks like the money run here, Georgie. So that's our exacta, buddy.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I always view those as, they either he's either going to win this race for fun, or he may end up the track. This mare is taking a huge drop in class, and certainly looks like the goods if she's ready. And that's the conundrum that always haunts us as handicappers: what to do with big droppers. Don, you're a trainer. It's tough for you obviously to read trainers' intent. But what does a handicapper do when a trainer seemingly takes a horse that is way up in class and drops them, precipitously? What should we view that as a fan, as a handicapper?
Well, you have to know the trainers too and their MO. And there's a lot of guys that do that. I'll tell you, Mike Mitchell was the best, and Bill Spar probably not too far behind. Everybody thinks it's easy. You have a $20,000 horse, you drop him in for 10 and you win. No, you don't. And those guys were the best at doing that. So it's not always a sure thing. There's so many angles you could take. Is the barn in the slump? Like you said, Baltus is 1 for 24 right now. Does he have one in his barn that he says, look, I'm putting this one in for maiden 25 because we need to get going? There's so many angles to that. And I think now, because of Southern California implementing all the procedures for soundness, I don't think you run into too much dropping because the horse is injured. That's not going to happen anymore because the horse is not going to get in. So I think that helps players more because you're not betting on damaged goods. If the horse got in, it's been checked by more than one vet. And but it's not an easy thing. It looks like it on paper. I will say straight maiden to maiden claiming to me is the best drop. These winners that have been running for 20 or 25 and they drop to 12.5, those are a little more shaky than the maidens.
And Don, the owner has to come into play here as well, obviously, right? Because some guys have more say than others. I mean, this is a Redham horse. Depending on how many horses they have, whatnot. I mean, sometimes owners play a bigger role behind the scenes than you wish. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And a guy like Redham, could you imagine what the nut is every month on those horses? And I'm sure that they have their plan in place. That Redham's like, look, and I call them Saturday and Sunday horses, which is stakes and allowance horses. If they're not going to be that, then let's move them along, because we have more coming up. You can't keep them all. You can't. And so, yeah, there's decisions to be made, and a lot of times the owners are behind those decisions.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on for the final wager of our guest, and it is a daily double wager. So, Don, we're going to go to you. Daily double, you got $100. Where are you going and why?
Okay, it's going to start in the 7th with Salvador Mundi for the reasons that I've already given, and it'll go into the 8th to the 8th. Publilius Cyrus of Vladimir Surin. I love horses like this. I love horses that have run their entire career with blinkers on, and the trainer gets them and takes the blinkers off, and all of a sudden they prosper. This horse, 18 straight starts on the grass. He got claimed in his dirt. When he put him in on the dirt, Mark Glack claims him for 12.5, wins with him on the double jump to 25, or triple jump, actually. And Surin claims him back and wins with him again in the starter. He's 3 for 3 on the dirt now. I think this horse has found new life.
Yeah, certainly really has developed into quite a horse. 3 in a row, got the hat trick. I love the angle, Chappie. This is one of my favorite angles, when a trainer claims back a runner that he loses from his barn and is willing to put in more money than he was claimed for to get him back. That is a strong, strong sign. Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, no question about it. I mean, Don could talk about that more than we do because he's the trainer. But obviously, so many of these horses have quirks and things that how to train them, what they like, what they don't. And obviously, the talent or what's behind, what you got in the barn. So if they dip back in to get them, that's certainly, from a gambling angle, a very important aspect to look at. And then, like Don said, switching this horse to dirt and taking the blinkers off, boom, it's a brand new horse and has won 3 in a row and has never lost on the dirt, a horse that had been a turf horse all its life. So the quirks and things that trainers know, the reclaim, huge angle for me.
All right, let's go to your man, Don, who's a little bit in the dark there, both literally and figuratively. Don, I mean, Hal, you got a daily double, $100.
Hello.
Where are you going?
Hal, where's your double, buddy?
Boy.
Hal.
Hello. Yes.
Your
Double.
double.
Okay. All right. I go. For my daily double, it'll start in the 3rd race. Number 10. That's Corey. Now I looked all up and down in there to find somebody better than him. I saw the number 6 had some speed, but really caved in when he was coming down the stretch. So I figure he'll be on the lead or running second. And of course, I'm keying that horse with number 2, Lunatic, and I gave my reasons for that, basically on Peter Miller's suggestion. And the horse he has to beat is number 8, Peachtree Road, with Richard Mandela. I mean, I think he's a standout in that race, but I'm going to go with Peter Miller and Peachtree Road. So that's the $50 daily double.
Oh, we lost him. Okay. Yeah, Don, real quick, talking about that Corey, you do think everybody does things differently, but 2 sprints to a route on a turf horse. Is that what's kind of your MO with first time starters or horses stretching out? How do you usually approach that, Don?
Yeah, on any surface, 2 sprints to a route is really the angle to go. Obviously, if you get horses like Baffert gets, you can go 1 sprint and then go into those route races and be okay. But for the most part, Hollendorf for 5 years I was with him. That was a big thing for him. He always wanted to get those 2 sprints in if you thought the horse was going to be a route horse. And I don't know, it just seems that's one of the things that has held true through the years, that those are good bets when those horses make that move.
Yeah, no question about it. And like Georgie, like Hal mentioned in the 4th, we've got another 2 sprints to a route with Peachtree Road and First Time Lasix. And then we're going off the Lunatic angle from Peter Miller, straight from the horse's mouth, so to say, from the show last week.
Yeah. All right, before we get to the tiebreaker, I just want to remind everybody about the phenomenal card tomorrow. Because we have such a nice card, 10 races, we're going to have post time starting at 12 noon, and stakes include the La Cienega that has Jolie Olympica, look fantastic. Alexandra, they're going to be going head to head. That's going to be an exciting race to watch. And the headliner is the $200,000 La Cañada Stakes. La Cañada Stakes, pretty much highlighted by Fighting Mad, who is one of the speedy Bob Baffords, as we mentioned. So exciting race card tomorrow. It starts at 12 noon, and we've got a tiebreaker now. How about doing rock, paper, scissors here for a tiebreaker in race number 9? In case our handicappers end up tied, we have a tiebreaker. So here we go. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, Georgie wins.
All right, Don. Don, race number 9. You get first pick in the tiebreaker. Who do you pick?
I think I go Fly to Mars there. The 7 horse, Peter Miller. Pratt back on. I like him in this spot.
Okay.
Okay.
Hal, can you hear me? What's your pick for race 9?
Okay, I'll take number 4, Sly, with Richard Mandela and Drayden Van Dyke. That's Sly, Richard Mandela and Drayden Van Dyke at 4-1.
Okay.
Did you get it?
We got it.
All right, excellent. Excellent picks. We got it. 7-4. Peter Miller, we got it. Peter Miller's got a couple in there, and a couple of the best riders around, Joel Rosario and Flavian Pratt. Peter Miller's on fire, and hopefully our handicappers will be on fire today as well. I want to thank you both. Fantastic to have you. Great to see you, Hal, here, who was on. He was on American Bandstand, isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah, it was great.
Too many pictures, I can explain it.
Don, he's never been on
you guys.
Don's never been on American Bandstand, but it was a pleasure to see him dance his ass off when Singletary won. That was one of my favorite moments in horse racing, and he qualifies for American Bandstand to me. Any final thoughts there, Chappie, on today?
Now, good luck to everybody. We appreciate your time. Don, have a great meet, my friend.
Thank you.
Enjoy that cleanse. You're going to be in a bad mood for the next week.
Yeah, tomorrow won't be good.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Tomorrow I'm going to have Steve Rothblum from the Doug O'Neill Barn. He'll be my Team George guest. Who do you got tomorrow, Chappie? Do you have anybody?
I've got Benny South Street from Trip No Pros.
All right, so tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to start the show at 10 in the morning instead of 10:30 with the early post time tomorrow of 12 noon. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day. Thanks to our guests, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.